Now let's look at what is a layout. A layout is a structure that supports the visual components of an interface. It allows changing the layout dynamically based on the size of the screen. To achieve the best results in the layout, we use a responsive grid layout. So, a responsive grid allows a layout to change dynamically based on the size of the screen. It adapts to screen size and orientation, ensuring consistency across layouts in an application. A responsive grid is made up of three elements: columns, gutters, margins. Columns are the building blocks of a grid. They are used to mark the content that should be placed. When you see a mobile screen, it has a breakpoint of 360 dp. This layout grid uses 4 columns. When you see a tablet, it has a breakpoint of 600 dp. This layout grid uses 8 columns. And for a desktop, it has a breakpoint of 1240 dp and more. This layout grid uses 12 columns. Depends on the screen size, columns may vary. The second element is gutters. A gutter is a space between columns that helps to separate content. Gutters can be adjusted to create more or less space between the columns of a layout. On mobile at a breakpoint of 360 dp, this layout grid uses 16 dp gutter. On a tablet at a breakpoint of 600 dp, this layout grid uses 24 dp gutter. Gutters can be adjusted to create more or less space between the columns of a layout. This layout grid uses 8 dp gutters. The tighter space may suggest that the images are closely related to one another so that they are perceived as a part of collection. This layout grid uses larger 32 dp gutters to create more separation between columns. The extra space helps each album to be perceived as an individual entity within a collection. Don't make gutters too large or the same width as the columns. Oversized gutters won't leave enough room for content and may prevent a layout from appearing unified. The third element is margin. Margin is defined as a fixed value in each breakpoint range, and the margin width can be changed according to the breakpoint range. A wider margin, for example, creates more white space around the content, so it is suitable for large screens. On a mobile, the layout uses 16 dp margin. On a tablet, the layout uses 24 dp margin. Margins can also be customized based on the device size to create a decent and suitable white space around the content. You can take 8 dp margin to 32 dp margin in a mobile screen.